Welcome to the Jim Florentine Comedy Metal Midgets podcast on riotcast.com. The email address for the podcast is comedymetalmidgets@gmail.com. Send any awful Facebook posts, vanity plates, slang words, awful baby names, awful anything, basically. You know the deal. And also a Q&A. I'm going to do a Q&A podcast soon. Any kind of questions you want to ask me, send in an email and I'll go through them on a podcast. Anything and everything. And then also any from Gary from Florida, because I'll be down there next month and we'll do a podcast with Gary from Florida, Q&A with him too. So we got a bunch of them right now, but you can never have too many. So please get them in. Send it an email address. And thank you for Terrorizing Telemarketers Volume 6. I've been promoting it the last couple of weeks in the podcast and everywhere. Hit number 2 on iTunes. Didn't get to 1. I was getting fucking greedy. I wanted it at 1, but now it's at like 4, so I'm not going to hit 1. But me and Jameson, my partner in crime with these telemarketer calls, hit number 2, which is pretty fucking cool. So thank you for everyone that supported and went out and got it this past Friday. It's still out there. Of course, you can get it on iTunes. I'm going to play another new track at the end of this podcast. If you hate telemarketers, all that bullshit. But anyway, hit number 2 on iTunes. It's pretty fucking cool. And my son's on it, too. There's a track called Luke. So he's all excited that he's on a new CD and also that it was at like number 2 on the charts. I'm explaining all that to him. So he's getting it. So he's excited. So thank you for that. Digitalplayground.com. I'm a guest judge on a new season of Find the Next Porn Star. It's basically like the American Idol for porn. Looking for a new porn star. She gets a contract with this company, a big company, and they, she's the next big star there. So episodes are airing on digitalplayground.com/DPstar. And you'll see them. They're up there. It's free. You don't have to subscribe to anything like that. Just go there and check it out. I had a good time doing it. It was fun. A lot of long days and stuff like that. But it was cool. So check it out if you can. If you're into that, which probably most of you guys are. And girls, hopefully. And what else? Yeah, some tour dates. I'll just name the cities because I hate going through this shit, and it bores the shit out of you guys too. But I always appreciate the support. A lot of people came out this past weekend in Connecticut that are fans of the podcast, and I always love meeting you guys. And I always like you guys coming out and understanding the rage and all that stuff. So I'll be in Plano, Texas, the month of December. Plano, Texas, Providence, Rhode Island, Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Pocono's doing a casino up there, Manatee Casino, New Year's Eve. Then in January, Rochester, New York, with Don Jameson, Eddie Trunk, Boca, Florida, and Overland Park, Kansas. Just go to jimflorentine.com. And if you're going to shop, I know Christmas is coming up, amazon.com. Go to my website, jimflorentine.com. Click on the Amazon button and shop from there. It helps with the podcast. I think that's about it. All right, yeah, let's get on with the podcast. You know, this past week, I wasn't sure what I was going to do this week. I'm always on the fence. I like that. And there was this story. This guy posted a big Facebook post about his wife in a Target. He didn't know it was her, all this bullshit. And I must have had like 15 to 20 people send me this. Like, dude, you have to do something about this. And I guess it went all over the place. I hate saying that word. It went viral. Ugh. But it was all over the place. And I just got a bunch of people sending me links and all this stuff. So I think this is going to be the whole podcast because this needs to be broken down. It really does. I think the best way to do it, I was trying to figure out the best way to do this. I think I'll just read the whole thing first. It's a big paragraph. And then we'll just go line from line and just dissect it and destroy it. Yeah. That's probably the best. I don't know how I'm going to get through without commenting, and you're just going to hear the disgust and the disdain in my voice. But I'm going to try to be professional just to run through it, and then we'll go back and we'll feel the rage. And by the way, I've been getting a lot of comments that people think that I'm more angry now since I got divorced. I don't think so. If you go back and listen to my podcast when I was happily married, and even before I was married, because I've been doing it for like 5 years or something, or 4 years, it's the same rage. It really is. So, no, and I would admit it if I was. Maybe in the beginning, but no, not at all. I can muster up the rage. I have no problem with that. I don't walk around as an angry guy. I've said this before. Why watch a football game? Everybody knows I'm a Miami Dolphin fan. I know they suck, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't coach a team. You could make fun of them all you want. It's not going to affect me in any way whatsoever. For 3 hours, I get into the game. I'm passionate about it. I'm screaming. I'm yelling, especially if you got a shitty team. That breaks your heart all the time. You Jet fans, you Bills fans, and a lot of other teams out there, the Lions. You could throw the Bears in there. Throw the Raiders, who've been bad for all, you know what city you're from. You know the heartbreak. The Bengals, you have a great regular season. You'll get blown out in the playoffs first round 4 or 5 years in a row. All that bullshit. You're just waiting for the disaster to happen because your heart gets broken every time. So you always have that doom in your head, like it's going to go bad at some point. We're going to lose this. So anyway, so you have a team like that, unlike the Patriots, who are great and usually win and all that stuff. The Seahawks last few years. So you're mostly angry during the game because even if you're up like 14-0, even if you're up like 21-3 going into the fourth quarter, you still think you're going to lose this game. You're still not confident, so you're pretty much on edge and angry and miserable. And one play that goes for 40 yards, you go, that's it. Now we're going to lose. Every sports fan knows what I'm talking about. So in that 3 hours, you get all that emotion. It's a roller coaster of emotions in that 3 hours. But then, like I've said before, if the game's over at 4 o'clock, by 4:05, now at 4:01, I'm over it. I'm on to whatever, hanging with my buddies that are hanging, watching the game, my family and stuff like that, my son there. And we're just out in the backyard playing on a swing set, running around, playing tag, doing whatever we got to do. And that's it. And then I just completely forget it. So, but you guys get mad when I do like a regular interview. I know. I see people come up to me and I see the emails. Dude, what the fuck, man? Get back to the anger. Why are you interviewing people? So you guys like that. You like a good dose of it on Monday morning. It helps me get through the week, man. I look forward to Monday mornings hearing your rage. I can relate to it before I'm fucking stuck in traffic. No, I got a work week ahead of me. Then I'm going to be miserable. So that's why I do it. And I can muster up. I got no problem with it. So I know where you guys are coming from, and I like doing it, and you guys seem to enjoy it, so we're going to do it. But no, getting back to the original question, I'm not more angry now that I'm divorced. I've been ripping Facebook posts apart for a long time. The day Facebook came out, I was fucking disgusted with it. So, and I always will be. If I won an Academy Award, or if I win the lottery and win $100 million, I'm still going to have this rage. It's never going to change when I see this. By the way, if there's a show on, if anyone has Amazon, what the fuck is it? Give me a second here. A show called Red Oaks that's on Amazon. It's an exclusive show on Amazon Prime or whatever like that. I have a part now where I play a cop. A lot of people have been checking it out. It's a whole series. They post it up. It's almost like a Netflix, Amazon. You guys know how it is. And they got, exclusive programming on there. And there's a series called Red Oaks. And one of the episodes, I play a cop. People have been seeing it. I pop up. And it's a silly scene, a funny scene I did with my friend Rachel Feinstein. So if you get a chance, check it out. All right, let's move on. There we go. So I'm going to be professional. We're going to read it, and then we're going to dissect it. Now, I could picture you guys as you're listening to this, wherever you're listening to it, the disgust that you're going to be like, oh, yuck, the whole time as I'm reading through it as a professional. And then we'll break it down. It is brutal. All right. This guy wrote this. Kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I think I sort of cheated on my wife today. To explain what I mean, I was at a Target getting a few manly things. You know, eyebrow tweezers, toenail clippers, beard trimmers, mustache molding waxes, some beef jerky, sardines, trail mix, a loofah. And as I went to pay, I saw this woman in line that knocked me out. I thought, wow, some lucky guy is with her. And in a split second, I realized it was my wife. You know, it was just out of context to see my spouse at the same store, in the same line, living her life, and not knowing she might be at the same place, same time, different car. There was a person between us, so I just watched my cute little love. I tried to text her stuff like, hey, hottie, and what are you buying now, my babylicious? None of which got her attention as she was looking for a coupon she saved just for this purchase. So I gave up getting her attention, and as you can imagine, I easily could have humiliated her by leaping on the register as a raptor and really making her publicly proud, and instead just stood back and silently observed my feelings about this woman. First off, I was taken aback by how amazingly beautiful she is once again. I believe I see it often, but today, not knowing she was at the store, I saw her with these new eyes and just couldn't believe I get to be with her. I get to be her fella. It made me blush, but no one could see it under my huge monster Movember beard. Second, it amazed me that she didn't notice me in the slightest. This is both good and a bad thing. Good in that she doesn't have a wandering eye. Good in that she didn't see the creepy dude with the overgrown mink on his face peering over her shoulder. But maybe that's bad too. Like, what if it hadn't been me? I need to get her another can of mace just in case. But it was also bad because I realized how close I came to not ever winning her love in the first place. And the efforts I had to make all those years ago to even get her attention just to say yes to one date. For a minute, I felt that familiar grief of doom when I first saw her and knew well, that's impossible. But somehow I nabbed her despite my insecurities, inabilities, and imperfections. Third, I was ultimately so pleased to see her in a complete confidence on this day as the independent, capable, humble, fun, sweet, kind, awesome person she is. And then she grabbed her things and walked out the door. I never said anything, didn't flag her down, just watched her walk away admiringly, knowing she's my wife and I love everything about this woman. She rarely looks at Facebook, so she won't see this post. She won't realize she was kind of cheated on today. But I thought I'd share with you all, since I'm just a dweeby guy making my way through life, and at the same time, sure, there are those who have had the same experiences regarding their loved ones in one way or another, and these moments are perfect. Lesson of the day: it's good to look at those we love with fresh eyes whenever we can remind ourselves how lucky we are to have the light in their lives. First of all, reading that, it was almost like when I would go to the dentist and they'd have to fucking shoot you up with Novocaine to get you numb, to give you a root canal, and you got to deal with those needles, and they're fucking digging in, and they got to shoot them in like 17 different places. Like, and the inside of the upper lip. You ever have that one? That fucking hurts. The cheek. And it's just really uncomfortable for like 2 minutes. And just when you think it's over, you're like, the dentist comes in. Is everything numb? Can you feel this? I'm like, yeah, I can kind of feel it. All right, let me get the needle out again. And then you get it again. To me, that's what it felt like. I think I talked about this before on the podcast. I know why guys are doing this. They have no choice. There's a lot of competition out there. They're afraid they're going to lose their woman. They don't want to lose them. I get it. You know what I mean? 20 years ago when this shit wasn't all social media and everyone sharing pictures and looking at each other and all this stuff, the temptation was cut down probably like 70%. You could still go out and fuck around and lose your significant other in the gym, at the office, on a business trip, whatever, them fucking around or whatever. There's still, absolutely, this has been going on for a long time, but now it's just amped up with everybody just, completely connected to everybody around the whole world. So everybody's insecure. Everybody's living on edge. Because it's very easy with these dating apps on phones and this and that and hookups and all this shit. And just, it's very easy to lose your significant other. So everybody's, the problem is, guys are doing this to just go, please, I got to keep doing this because I don't want to lose her. Because I know there's so many other girls out there I know there's so many guys out there that she would fuck, or she can, that are better looking than me, more successful, all this other stuff. So I get where they're coming from with this. They're not sure how to deal with it. And the girls, too. That's why they're bragging about their man on Facebook. So all the other girls, it's basically their subtle way of saying, hey, stay away from my man. He's my man. And she's hoping to deter a couple from not fucking around on her. But there'll still be a couple that go, I don't give a shit. I don't care if he has a boyfriend. I'll still fuck him. So all of that's going on, and I get it, and it sucks. But then you get like this where, you get to the point where these guys are getting beat down so much and are so insecure that they have to post shit like this. And then it's get to the point where the women are just going to lose respect for you and just think you're a complete pussy and then just go out and fuck some guy that's just a guy. Like, I want a guy again, just a fucking man. Not a guy that has a Movember beard. So that's the problem. These guys are beat down so much that the women just lose respect for them, and they go, I need some fun. I can walk all over this guy, and it's embarrassing. I have no respect for him anymore because whatever he does, he's like a little puppy dog. And really, what kind of relationship is that? That's not a relationship where you could just walk all over somebody and just go, oh, I got to do what I got to do. I don't want to make her mad. That's not a relationship on either side. Whether a girl's like, I don't want to make her mad. That's not a good relationship. You got to meet each other halfway. If anyone was at my show this weekend in Connecticut on Saturday night, it was in New Haven. There's a bunch of people, podcast listeners there. They know what I'm talking about because there was this woman in the front, right off, like I was like 5 minutes into my act. And I did some joke about, like, I have a Black Sabbath poster hanging in my kitchen. And, like, if some girl moves into my house, it's not coming down. That was just a joke. I'm still working on it, still new, whatever. And she goes, yeah, well, you're not living in reality. That's not the real world. She just yells that out. I go, and she's standing right in the front, so I heard her right there. I go, what do you mean by that? She goes, that's not, you're obviously living in, I don't know what world you're living in. That would never happen. I go, what do you mean? She goes, no girl would ever put up with that. That post will be down in a second. I go, no, that's not true. She goes, yes, it is. I go, no, you're just judging it like you're moving in. You're not moving into my house. You would never move into my house. You're just thinking like every other girl's like you. You got, and she's like, no. And she just wouldn't show. I go, look. And she had a guide her. I go, dude, can you just tell her to keep quiet? She goes, no, it's just you're not living in the real world. Nobody would put up with that. I go, no, you're basing it on you. Like you're thinking like I would never put up with that. But there might be another woman that could. She goes, that's not true. There's nobody that would. I go, look, if it really meant a lot to me, and I said, look, I really would like this in the kitchen. A girl that's totally into me would go, all right, no problem if that's really what you want. And that's how it works. My ex was into wine. I was never a wine drinker. We hung like a wine rack on the wall, had wine bottles hanging up. They're still hanging up to this day. A cork fucking board, a wine thing all over the place. She's like, I love wine, this and that. All right, yeah, no problem. You sure? You don't mind? No, I don't care. Yeah, but you're not a big wine fan. That's okay. If that's what you're into, that's cool. It's all good. And I'm telling them, I go, you're thinking like you're going to move into my house. You're not, okay? And then she just wouldn't stop, wouldn't talk, just kept yelling and talking and talking and talking. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, okay, yeah. Go with your Black Sabbath post or whatever. I'm just like, and she's with a guy. I go, dude, can you just, what are you doing? Can you just tell her to be quiet, please? And she kept yapping. I'm like, really? You're just gonna let her do this? Okay. And I'm like, look. I said to the guy, I go, look around the room. There's a lot of couples here, a lot of girls here, a lot of women here, and she's the only one that's yelling at the comedian. You realize that most girls don't. If they didn't agree with it, they just kind of like, whatever. She's the only one. I go, I have the feeling this isn't the first night this has ever happened where she has caused a scene. I go, it's 9:15, and she's drunk already, and she's acting like this, and it's 9:15 on a Saturday. What's going to happen in a couple more hours? And, of course, she was mad at me the rest of the show. I go, why? And then I said to her, I go, because she just had this sour look, and I go, why are you upset with me? I go, I'm talking about my life. What is it? Why did you involve yourself into my life? Like, how could you take that personally that I'm talking about a Black Sabbath poster hanging up in my kitchen, and I'm going to keep it there because I like it, and if a girl moves in, I'm going to say, look, I want to keep it there. Why is that affecting you so much? You're not that girl that's going to move in. I don't understand where this is coming from. And then she just sat there with a sour mug the rest of the show. But getting back to what I was talking about originally is that's what's going on. And the guy never told her to stop. Just let her shoot her mouth off the rest of the show. Rich Voss went on after me, and she was doing it with him too. And it's just like, all right, whatever, fine. But that's where, in a relationship, whether it's a girl or a guy doing that or acting out when they're out in public, at some point you just got to go, look, shut the fuck up, or come on, you're causing a scene. And that's where this whole Facebook post, this guy is just, I'm nervous about some guy that's working with her now. I saw him at the office Christmas party, and it seemed like they were like really getting along, and they had something going on. So he has to go, oh, fuck, man. Now I got to go write this thing. I got to prove to my wife that I love her and to everybody around. I don't want to lose her. And I feel bad for the dude, you know? Because I know that's what he's doing. I could name 5 couples out there that are married or just been in a long relationship that are amazing and are totally into each other, would never write something like this. They're just into each other. They don't have to go run the Facebook to go write this garbage, this nonsense. They show it when they're around each other, and that's it. All right, let's get into this. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I think I sort of cheated on my wife today. How? To explain, I was at Target getting a few manly things. Okay, we'll get into that in a second. And as I went to pay, I saw this woman in line that knocked me out. Really? Were you laying on the floor? Were you around Rousey or whatever the fuck her name is? Were you? Did you come up with blood in your mouth? So you weren't knocked out, okay? I thought, wow, some lucky guy is with her. Nope, you didn't think that. No guy does. You know what a guy thinks? Man, I'd like to fuck her. Wow, she's hot. I bet she'd be fucking great in bed. That no guy is going, wow, some lucky guy is with her. When you're looking at a girl and just judging her by her looks and how beautiful she is, that's all you're thinking. Why is some lucky guy with her? You don't know anything about her. Okay, she looks good from a distance, but other than that, you don't know anything about her. She could be a fucking disaster, a train wreck, a fucking psycho, an alcoholic, a drug addict. And then so just by looking at another woman, kind of embarrassed to admit this. No, you're not, because you're admitting it, so you're not embarrassed. If you're embarrassed, you wouldn't admit it, okay? So that's the first line, is you're fucking lying, okay? But I think I sort of cheated on my wife today. You sort of cheated on your wife today because you saw a beautiful woman in Target in front of you on the line? And you go, wow, some guy's lucky to have her, and you consider that cheating on your wife? You sort of cheated on your wife? So every time you watch a movie and there's a good-looking actress, you go, fuck, man, I just cheated on my wife, sort of cheated on my wife. I cheated on her again. Oh, there's another scene. I cheated on her again. Oh, another hot chick. I cheated on her again. Fuck. I can't stop cheating on my wife. So you didn't think that. Because you never think that when you see somebody that's fucking hot, that's hotter than your wife or whatever. You just go, oh, wow, she's hot. Yeah, okay, but I got my wife. I dig her. I'm not going anywhere. I had an ex that was, when I first started doing comedy, I had nothing going on in my career. I was playing firehouses and VFW halls and sports bars where they wouldn't shut the fucking TVs off. Flyers would be in the playoffs, and the game's on above my head. And they were like, we can't shut the TVs off. People go crazy. Start the show. And all of a sudden, people be screaming, like cheering. I'm like, oh, they must have liked that joke. And the Flyers just scored. All right, so anyway, I was playing shit places. I had this huge I thought Salma Hayek in her prime was the hottest chick ever. Desperado with fucking Antonio Banderas. Like that movie and stuff like that. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Holy shit. And my ex knew. She would get so mad. Like if Salma Hayek came on the TV, I wouldn't go, oh my God, she's on, look at her. Like if she popped up in a movie or something like that, she would get so mad that I thought Salma Hayek was hot. I go, do you realize that I live in a shit apartment? Now, this is, if anyone knows the Opie and Anthony show, the whole Jim Norton Cribs episode that's still up on YouTube where we had mold on the wall. We lived in this shit place. We were paying $800 a month. and split it between three ways. My girlfriend, Jim Norton, and me. Split in 800. It was a fucking shithole. I'm like, do you really think Salma Hayek is going to come here and I'm going to fuck her? I'm playing in a VFW hall in North Jersey on Friday night. I don't think Salma Hayek's going to be there. And she goes, I got to fuck that comedian that's wearing a flannel that looks like he just bought it at Old Navy today. I'm never going to meet her. I have no shot. She doesn't live next door. Why are you so jealous that I think Salma Hayek is hot? I think you're hot too. It was mind-boggling. Like, I'd have to sneak if she was in a movie. I'm like, oh, fuck, Salma Hayek's and I can't watch it with her. That's how bad it got. But I never thought I was cheating on my girlfriend because I thought she was hot. I was never leaving her for Salma Hayek. I had no shot in a million years of meeting her. Hey, hi, Salma. Salma, how you doing? Hey, I live in New Jersey. I don't know if you want to, if you're ever thinking about moving there. I'd like to be your boyfriend. You could split. My rent is $266 a month, split three ways. So I don't know. I mean, I'll dump you for my girlfriend and you can move in. It's only $266 a month. It's got mold on the walls. I live with another comedian, Jim Norton. I don't know if you know him, but so if you want to move in, I'd love to be your fucking girlfriend. That's how fucking crazy people get. Okay, so this guy didn't think he was cheating on his wife. I sort of cheated on my wife. You're allowed to look at other people. You are. That's normal and it's healthy. Anyone will tell you that. Any fucking therapist, psychologist will tell you it's healthy to look at other people. It's okay. You just don't act out. You don't have to look at oh my God, look at that girl, look at that girl, look at that girl. But somebody's like, yeah, wow, that person's beautiful. That person's good looking. It's okay. You're not sort of cheating on your wife, motherfucker. Okay? You're full of shit. You're worried about that guy that just started in the office. And you saw them at that party or at that bar afterwards where you had to go hang with her office people. You didn't want to be there. And you saw that fucking guy that's kind of good looking. He's better looking than you. And they were laughing it up. And they went to the bar to get a drink. And they came back. Honey, did you meet Jeff? He just moved here. He just got transferred from Denver. And you got nervous. I don't want to fucking lose my wife to that motherfucker. That's why you wrote this. Okay? We know where you're coming from. And I get it, man. It sucks that you got to worry about that. And it's not like your wife's going to act out. But I know. I get where you're coming from. But stop with this. Just tell her in your fucking living room when she comes home. You look beautiful today. What'd you do different? Nothing. Really? I don't know. You just do. That's all. You could have done that in fucking 2 lines. Oh, that's really sweet. That's nice. Thank you, baby. Thank you. There you go. Save the effort of writing a whole fucking paragraph that's 95% fucking false. Okay, so he's in Target. He's getting a few manly things. Okay, there's the joke. Ha, 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 manly. So he has to throw in the toenail clippers, mustache, molding waxes, sardines, trail mix, a loofah. Yeah, okay, I get it, right. They're not really manly things. Here we go, back to it. It was just out of context to see my spouse at the same store in the same line, living her life and not knowing she might be at the same place, same time, different car than me. This guy didn't write it well. It's not me fucking this thing up, so there's some mistakes in here, and it doesn't really make sense at points. It's not me. Really, you're living in fucking some small town. You got the Target. You're at the Target. Everybody goes there because the shit's cheap. It wasn't that out of context. It wasn't that rare. There was a person between us, so I just watched my cute little love. Ugh. I tried to text her stuff like, hey, hottie. Ugh. Ugh. I never liked that hottie. I think that shit came out like the late 90s. Oh, man, she's a hottie. Ugh, that is fucking horrendous. Oh, she's a hottie. Any hotties here? Ugh, God, that's fucking brutal. And then he continues, and what are you buying now, my babelicious? Ugh. God, dude, what the fuck? I hope that guy that just got transferred from Denver fucks your wife. Hey, hottie, what are you buying now, my babelicious? Why don't you look, motherfucker? You said there's one person in front of you, and she's at the checkout. So you just look on that fucking... Just look to see what she's buying. It's right there. You know what she's buying. Yeah, you didn't know what she was buying. You didn't look down. How great would that have been if she was buying like a 12-pack of condoms and they don't use them, they haven't used them in their whole marriage, and he sees a fucking 12-pack of condoms. Oh, that would have been beautiful. Just because he's writing hottie and babelicious. What guy calls his wife babelicious? What are you buying now, babelicious? Hey, hottie. So you were texting her a line. She's two people. She's one person ahead of you. She doesn't notice you. And you're texting her all this stuff. None of which, he says, got her attention as she was looking for a coupon she saved just for this purchase. Right, okay, sure. Well, so she's in her pocketbook. She wouldn't hear her phone buzzing or fucking if she had the ringer on. Right, because no girl looks at her phone. No girl ever does that. And when it buzzes or it goes off or any fucking stupid sound effect they have, yeah, they don't look. They don't take 2 seconds to fucking look at it. You can have you come in the middle of a serious conversation, it buzzes. Hold on a second, they have to look. So you're lying there. Okay, you didn't send her the text messages while she was in line, and she was too busy looking for a coupon for whatever she was buying. You're full of shit. Okay, you're full of shit. So I gave up getting her attention. As you can imagine, I could have humiliated her by leaping on the register as Raptor and really making her publicly proud. You would have never done that. You wouldn't have jumped on the register. Okay? You never would have done that. Nobody would have ever done that. As a Raptor, you know what's good for me? I don't even know what the fuck that is. It's some nerd shit. But instead, I just stood back and I silently observed my feelings about this woman. Ugh. Yuck. You should have feelings for somebody when you're in a relationship with them. I hope you do. But you didn't stand back and silently observe my feelings about this woman. Silently. Why don't you just fucking yell them out? Why'd you have to be silent about it? So you saw your wife in line at a Target, and she's digging through a bag trying to find a coupon, ignoring your text messages. So you just stood there silently and observing your feelings about this woman. Right. Okay. Sure. Then he goes, first off, I was taken aback by how amazingly beautiful she is once again. Ugh. What do you mean once again? I believe I see it often, but today, not knowing she was at the store, I saw her with new eyes. Ugh. I just couldn't believe I get to be her fella. Only Gary from Florida is allowed to use the word fella. All right, motherfucker? Gary from Florida doesn't say my babelicious, my hottie. But Gary from Florida says fella. He's the only one who's allowed to use it. Let me continue and then we'll get back to this. It made me blush, but no one could see it under my huge monster Movember beard. Ooh. God, is this guy a fucking douche? You didn't blush. Really? It made you blush? Because all of a sudden you couldn't believe how hot your wife is. The woman that you've been with, I don't know for how long, that you live with, that you see constantly. All of a sudden you realize she's hot. And it made you blush while you're standing on a line at fucking Target. First of all, the lighting in Target is fucking fluorescent light bulbs. Everybody looks like shit in Target, okay? Everybody does. Every line in your face, every imperfection comes out in your skin and everything else under those shitty lights in a fucking Target, okay? So she didn't look better. You see her in the living room, you know, with the lights down, you're watching TV and all that shit. That's a lot better setting than a fucking Target with fluorescent lights just beating down on her. She didn't look fucking amazing there. Nobody looks good in the fucking Target. If a girl's a 10 in a Target, she's an 8. If a guy's a 9, a guy's a fucking 7. Okay? You get knocked down at least 2 fucking numbers on the 1 to 10 scale in a Target because of the shitty lighting. All right? So you didn't just get taken aback how beautiful she was. Okay? How did you know she was beautiful if she wasn't looking at you? Because she didn't notice you with your fucking Movember beard, you fucking cocksucker. Movember. Okay, you say it's Movember. I get grow beard because it's Movember. You grow because it's Movember. Ugh. God. I fucking hate this guy. You weren't blushing. Your wife didn't look at you, so how do you know how beautiful she is? You saw her from the side as she's digging through a pocketbook looking for a coupon. So how the fuck did you see how good looking she was? You saw a side profile, her fucking hair in her eyes, digging, all nervous because she's got people behind her, and she knows that, and she's stalling the line. She's holding up the line, okay? That's all that shit's going through her head, okay? She's not fucking flipping her hair back, staring you in the eyes, turning around, go, wow, who's that guy? I don't know if he's blushing because he's got his Movember beard on. You motherfucker, you weren't blushing in Target. What an asshole you are. You didn't notice. She never looked at you. According to your fucking story that you made up, she never looked at you, so you can't all of a sudden be taken aback at how beautiful she is. Okay, so you're lying right there. You're fucking lying with your goofy fucking beard that you grew because it's November. Well, now it's December, motherfucker. Shave it off. Let's see you blush. Let's see you blush now. I want to meet you with your wife. I go, hey, man, wow. Hey, now that you got your beard off because it's November. You trend motherfucker. What, oh, November, we got to grow a beard. That's what everybody else is doing. Let me see you blush now. Look, we're in perfect lighting. We're in a bar. It's beautiful. Lighting set. It's low. She's going to look better in this lighting, so let me see you blush. Huh, you're not blushing. That's weird. Look him in the eye with fucking love like you just met him. You're walking by like, wow, that guy's fucking hot. Let's do this. I don't see you blushing. Because you know why? Because you're fucking lying. You're worried about that guy that transferred to your wife's job from Denver. This is what this is all about. You had to write this whole thing because of that guy. I feel bad for you, like I said, but this is where this is all coming from, motherfucker. All right. So then he says after the Movember, oh, God, this is fucking, ugh, I can't even get past that. I really just want to end the podcast now after this fucking Movember beard and the guy's buying fucking mustache wax. Ugh, God. Okay, so he goes, second, it amazed me that she didn't notice me in the slightest. This is both a good and a bad thing. Good in that she doesn't have a wandering eye. Good in that, because that's where chicks go when they want to go cheat on their husbands. They go to Target. Yeah, let me go find a hot guy in Target. Man, I can't wait to get to Target and check out the dudes there. I never heard a girl say that. Never. No girl's ever said that, ever. Even if Target was the only place that was open in their town, they wouldn't go, man, I'm going to go to Target to go check out some hot guys. All right? Guys that shop for clothes or whatever, buy their shit at Target, are not good-looking guys. By the way, I shop there. They got good concert T-shirts for like fucking $12. Yeah, because that's what girls do. That's what a lot of, women do. I'm in the supermarket. I'm in these stores all the time. They just look around like, ooh, look at that guy. Ooh, look at that guy. Wow, that guy's hot. They don't do that. They really don't. Maybe when they're in a bar, but they don't do that when they're out. They're busy in their own little world, fucking figuring shit out, trying to figure out, they make sure they got everything when they're up at the register. They're not doing that. Most of the time, they're looking at the ground like, who's this fucking creepy asshole coming near me? Walking up, he's going to try to make conversation. Good in that she doesn't have a wandering eye. Good in that she didn't see the creepy dude with the overgrown mink on his face peering over her shoulder. So now you're over her shoulder because you were two people back, but now you're over her shoulder. So now you're right behind her, basically. So another lie. All bullshit. Another lie. The creepy dude with the overgrown mink. Ugh, God, does this fucking guy stink? He stinks. Ugh. But then he has to go, but maybe that's bad too. Like, what if it hadn't been me? I need to get her another can of mace just in case. Really? You need 2 cans of mace? I don't know what your wife looked like, but she's not that hot. Okay? Scarlett Johansson doesn't have to carry around 2 cans of mace, let alone your fucking wife that shops at Target. All right, motherfucker. You know what? Let me get you another can of mace because you're so hot. One's not going to be enough. You're going to be fighting people off so much. You're going to go through that whole can of mace before you can even buy another can of mace. So let me give you 2 cans of mace because you're so fucking beautiful. As soon as you walk out the door, there's going to be so many guys coming at you. You're just going to be shooting mace. And you know what? Keep both caps off just in case because you're going to have to, as soon as you're done with the 1 can, you got to automatically shoot the second can right off the bat because there's so many guys coming at you. You need 2 cans. We don't have time to reload. Two cans of mace. You know why he said that? That motherfucker that transferred from Denver. Here's the fucking kiss ass. Here's the let's. I don't have a violin in the room. Too bad. Because this is where he gets all the girls reading his page. This is what he's doing. He's setting it up. And I think I've talked about this before. He's setting it up for if his wife leaves him, for all of his wife's friends that might be single. Like, look how sensitive I am. Maybe I get to fuck you after she leaves me. So let me throw this shit out there. So all the girls that are friends of my wife go, oh, he's such a good dude. And then when it gets divorced, maybe Maybe he could fuck her, the friend, a few months down the road. I can't believe she did that to me. I know I can't believe it either. You're such a good guy. You guys were such a good couple. You were so nice to her. And then he's fucking her. Okay, so he goes, but it was also bad because I realized how close I came to not ever winning her love in the first place. And the efforts I had to make all those years ago to even get her attention, just to say yes to one date. For a minute, I felt that familiar grief of doom when I first saw her and knew well that's impossible. But somehow I nabbed her despite my insecurities, inabilities, and imperfections. Ugh. God, dude, it's okay to love your wife, but none of this shit went through your head. If this really happened, the only thing that went through your head, wow, my wife's here too. You know what? I'll fucking talk to her when I get home. That's all that went through your head. She's going to babble for fucking 45 minutes in the parking lot about her day when we could just do it at home. Because then it's going to set me back 45 minutes. I got shows to watch. I got a fucking DVR fucking loaded up with episodes of TV shows that I want to watch. So that's going to cut 45 minutes out if I just do it at home, get that out of the way. Because we do it in the parking lot about how her day was and how mine was, which is only going to be about 30 seconds. It's going to, I could watch one more episode of fucking Fargo. So I'll wait. And then when I get home with a Target bag, like, when did you go to Target? I was just there. So was I. You were? I didn't see you. I didn't see you either. Yeah, I just had to pick up a couple things. Oh, yeah, I was too. I thought I'd left a coupon at home. Oh, okay, wow. That would have been weird if we ran into each other. That's the real conversation. Let me continue with his nonsense. Third, I was ultimately so pleased to see her in complete confidence on this day as the independent, capable, humble, fun, sweet, kind, awesome person she is. And then she grabbed her things and walked out the door. I never said anything, didn't flag her down, just watched her walk away, knowing she's my wife and I love everything about this woman. Ugh. Ugh. All of this stuff went through your head, huh? Really? Now, one little transaction, all of that stuff went through your head. Your wife's independent. She's capable. Capable of what? Capable of what? Not overcooking the pasta. Not burning the bacon. What? Humble, fun, sweet, kind, awesome person she is. Can you get a few more in there? I think you might have missed one or two. Great. You're in love with your wife. Good. You should be. You sign that paper, you should be. But hey, wow, you must have the fucking wife of the century. She's independent, capable, humble, fun, sweet, kind, awesome. And you watched her walk away knowing she's my wife and I love everything about this woman. Ugh. Dude, how often How much do you have the fucking Lifetime channel on? How much are you watching the fucking Hallmark channel? Yeah, I like some stuff on there. Seriously. Your wife likes a lot of romantic comedies, and you sit there, yeah, I'll watch this one. Hugh Grant, Sandra Bullock, yeah, no, it's probably pretty good. And you sit there and take the bullet, and you pick up these lines, and then you throw them in a Facebook post. That's what you did. Let me continue. She rarely looks at Facebook. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. You're a chick. You're married. You look at Facebook. You're constantly on it. I'm surprised you weren't on it when you were looking for your fucking coupon. All right? There's a lie, a big lie right there. Because if she's rarely on Facebook, you wouldn't write all this shit because you obviously want her to see it. You want her to see it. That's why you're writing it. Who are you writing it for? Who do you actually want to see this fucking drivel that you wrote? Who? You want your wife to see it right away and go, oh my God. You're not going to come home and go, honey, do you see what I wrote about you on Facebook? You want her to read it. If you say she rarely reads Facebook, she's on there, you're fucking full of shit. You wrote this for her so she can read it, so maybe she can go, man, I got to stop thinking about that guy that got transferred from Denver. I got a good guy here. That's what it's all about, all right? She's on Facebook all the time, motherfucker. You know it. I know it. So don't bullshit anybody. She rarely looks at Facebook, so she won't see this post. Well, you say she rarely looks at it, so once in a while she does. So maybe she will see the post. All right? So you're fucking contradicting yourself all over the place. It's because this is all just bullshit. She won't realize she was kind of... She rarely looks at Facebook, so she won't see this post. She won't realize she was kind of cheated on today. Ugh, God. She wasn't kind of cheated on. You saw a hot chick online. Okay, you're like, wow, that chick is beautiful. And if it really did, you go, oh, shit, that's my wife. How is that kind of cheated on? You're a fucking liar. Let me ask you something, motherfucker. Because this is way worse than looking at some chick in Target and go, wow, she's hot. Some guy's lucky to be with her, which anyone can have that thought. You ever jerk off to porn? That's a way more cheating on than your wife than looking at some strange girl having sex, doing whatever you like. Don't you think? That's 100 times more cheating, even though that's not even cheating whatsoever, than seeing a hot chick in fucking Target. Wow, some guy's lucky to be with her. All right, so you're just full of shit. You're just a fucking insecure motherfucking liar. That's all you are. You're hanging on by a thread. I feel for you, dude. I do. This is a fucking Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary pass. And you know what? Hopefully the fucking guy caught it in the end zone like they did against the Lions Thursday night. And it was an unbelievable 70 yards in the fucking air with no time on the clock. And you won the game. I hope this works out for you. But we all know why you did it. Let me continue. But I thought I'd share this with you all. Right. Okay. Since I'm just a dweeby guy making my way through life, and at the same time, sure, there are those who've had the same experiences. No, nobody has. Nobody, if this is even true, wrote a whole fucking paragraph on Facebook how they saw their fucking wife, 2 people in front of her online at Target, okay? Nobody had the same experience. You just made this up. Go ask fucking 500 people in a row if this ever happened. No, absolutely. Fuck, what are you talking about? The fuck's wrong with you? That's the responses you would get. I'm sure there's somebody who's had the same experiences regarding their loved ones in one way or another, and these moments are perfect. Lesson of the day. Ugh. Thanks for giving us a lesson. I know the lesson. You're a fucking pussy. You're insecure. I took my son to a birthday party today, and he's fucking in the bouncy thing or whatever. They're jumping around that fucking bouncy thing. All his friends, and they're having a blast. And I was taking pictures of it. I didn't post that on Facebook. I thought that was a fucking great. He was having the fucking best time. Dad, you see what I just did? Yeah. Oh, my God. Dad, you see that one? Dad, look. I'm all the way up here. Oh, my God. It was fucking phenomenal. But I didn't write it on Facebook. I didn't have to. Do I need to go write that? So maybe some girl will read that and go, oh, man, he's a great dad. I want to fuck him. I didn't need to do that. I'm secure on my own. I'm secure on my own skin. That was just a moment I enjoyed with my son now that I just shared on my podcast. But I only did it because of this article. And it was a fucking great moment. And there are great moments you can have in a relationship, but you don't have to fucking write this drivel. Because 95% of it's not true. And the story I just told you about my son is true. And I wouldn't make it up. They go, oh, that, maybe some girls will say, oh, he's a fucking great dad. What was I going to do? He needed a ride to the party. He's 5. He wasn't going to walk there. It was 20 miles from my house. I had no choice but to be there. That's the bottom line. Let me get back to the lesson of the day. Lesson of the day. It's good to look at those we love with fresh eyes whenever we can remind us how lucky we are to have their light in our lives. Ooh. Fresh eyes. So all of a sudden you had fresh eyes because you were in a Target. It's good to look at those who love us with fresh eyes. Just be happy you're with somebody. Yeah, you can remind yourself every day, hey, I'm lucky to have this person. I'm lucky I got this, man. I'm lucky I got great family and friends. That's okay. We don't need a lesson from you, motherfucker. Who's listening to you? Nobody. Nobody's listening to you. No guys go, dude, thanks for writing that, man. That really hit home. No guy. Nobody. As you probably lost 7 friends. You know how many wives came home to their husbands and go, did you see what fucking asshole wrote on Facebook? That's what I'm going to call him, asshole. You see what asshole wrote on Facebook about his wife? They were in the Target together and he didn't know? No. Whoa, really? No. You didn't see it? Oh, my God, everyone's passing it around. No. I don't know, I was busy. What did he write? Oh, he didn't recognize his wife, and he just said he couldn't believe how beautiful she was because he was looking at her. And yeah, okay. And then you go, yeah, I know that guy. He's full of shit. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool, yeah. Oh, you should read it. Yeah, I'm going to go, yeah, all right. I'm going to go get out of these work clothes, drop a deuce, eat, I don't know, have a beer. Yeah, then I'll check it out. No, you really should. You should definitely read it. It was really good. Yeah, okay, yeah, well, yeah. You go in the bathroom, go drop a deuce. You're right on ESPN.com. You're on YouPorn. You're on Pornhub. You're not reading your fucking asshole friends' Facebook posts. You don't give a shit. So you didn't help out any guys. And all the girls go, oh, and if they bought you bullshit, good for them. They're living in a fucking fairy tale, fairyland too. They're not living in the real world. Okay? How about you do this, motherfucker? Tomorrow, go put a Black Sabbath poster up in your kitchen and go, hey, if you don't like it, hit the road. Have fun with the guy from Denver. Yeah, it's going to be great for the first month. Have fun. I'm going to Target to go look at hot women with my fucking Movember beard and my fucking mustache wax, you asshole. Ugh, this guy stinks. All right. I mean, we're at the point where one Facebook post could be a whole podcast. This is the nonsense that is out there. This is how fucking crazy it's getting. And good for anybody that fucking tells me they deleted their Facebook and they feel better about themselves. Good. Good for you. If you can, support my new CD that's out, Terrorizing Telemarketers Volume 6. It's a good Christmas present. If you order it through my website, we'll get it to you. It'll be signed. You'll get it before Christmas, but order it this week. It'll be sent in the mail. If not, go to iTunes, download it. On metalblade.com, whatever, /terrorizing telemarketers. All the shit's on my jimflorentine.com. Click on it, listen to a track. But we're going to play another track from the CD. There's a track called House Alarm. This woman calls me and Don Jameson up wants to know if we want a house alarm. And we just we act like 5-year-olds. I'm never going to Target again just because of this Facebook post. That's how fucking mad I am at Target. Fuck Target. I'm going to Walmart. Good night.